Hey there, it is Wednesday, and I finally got bases for these guys. I just need to magnetize them. They're generic 28 millimeter bases. I just don't want to forget that I need to do that. I think I have one. No, I don't have any of them magnetized. So I've been watching a lot of, that's not true. I've watched a few things, and it's come up a couple times where I first saw it discussed on Storm of Steel, and he says something to the effect of, if you can do something for about 15 minutes a day, you'll be amazed at the progress that you make. I'm not always able to do the 15, but if I can do it once or twice a day, yeah, I agree. Or not a day, once or twice a week. Once or twice a day, I wouldn't have that problem. And I've managed, and you have almost visual evidence of that, of me giving it some hobby time every night. Tonight and tomorrow night will be a little bit better, I think. Managed to work a little bit on Monday, and I varnished this guy, and I had this. I'm going to paint the rim black. I forgot to do that. Then I'll varnish him again, I think. I'm not using a new one on this, so that I'm not biting as much as I would like to, but if you could work just a few minutes a day, it makes progress on things. And so I watched Caffeinated. Oh, I forget the name now. Of course, I did look it up before I started recording, but it happens. Caffeinated Miniatures, Caffeinated Painting. I'll post the name across the screen. And he did a really cool little video where he's doing Tyranids right now, and he's talking about how he did he almost didn't have enough time to do anything. Just a sec. So yeah, the kids are getting ready for bed, and I have to take care of something for them. So that's sort of how my evenings go. I veg for a few minutes, and I'm lucky, and then I have a few minutes where I can do a hobby. So yeah, I need to work a little bit more on that. And so working a little bit every night is better than no hobby. And it's funny, working with your hands, and you have a certain spatial awareness that you don't get with anything else when you work with your hands. And I appreciate it. It's I say spatial awareness. That implies like something grander than what I'm trying to express, but there's something tactile going on, and I have several little projects, and I just like to try to get something done, and I think I'm making some progress on it. Of course, while I'm doing this, I'm it's hard for me to stay focused on what you folks are seeing. But that's sort of what the hobby's about, though. It's not sort of, for me, it's like a combination of self-care. I'm thinking about games I'd like to play. I was on Reddit today and I was looking at something and they were talking about Majestic 13, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it. There is an app for it, for a vlog. Character log vlog. God. And said, he's very much into the Xbox thing, but not Xbox, XCOM. Jeez. I'm beginning to get a little bit tired, I think. Now, the game called for these being on a smaller base, like a 25 millimeter, which I'm grateful for him giving those base size recommendations, because I wouldn't have thought of, like, there's the trench maggots, which I think are on a 30 millimeter base. So you don't have to for last war. I was reading on something, Reddit Reddit, where he has started working on his expansion for Last War. And that he's going to be doing, he was trying to get it on the Kickstarter for the zombie Hope is for the Dead game, but that didn't come. Okay. The black. Probably didn't need to do that, but oh well. Added a couple droplets of water to it. So as you can see, I've gotten a couple things new, and I'll go over that, I think, probably on that we can review maybe a little bit before that. And we will discuss that. So I got like some gremlins and a 4 post-apocalyptic type survivors. They could be utilized in either Stargrave or Zona Alpha. They're sort of plain enough and generic enough that you could use them in either one. I've learned that sometimes I want to use a color for the base rim. I cannot quite tell you why. I did it for my heroes and for Ben Solomon. I'll probably still keep that up. I think I'll probably also do it for the last war. Might have another little visitor in here in a second. It was an interesting contrast. It was the parasite brown. I'm surprised at how that mud stuff, how much it looks like dried earth. There he is. Sure. I've had that where I've thought it was all done and realized, oh, I scraped the base a little bit hard. Harder than I intended. And these are getting close to being no. Okay. So the parasite brown, it just gives it a little bit different. And so I'll probably like some of my, I was watching Medieval Wargamer, I think is who it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's, he was talking about fighting miniatures and then realizing that he accidentally can put two of his own guys in combat with each other because the way they were painted, he just assumed it was his opponents. I thought, I can see why you don't always paint your bases black. The rims, anyway. And if you have an idea about that, leave a comment in the below. This is for specifically like historicals. Sometimes you're going to have the same type of troops fighting each other. Vikings on Normans or something. Although I guess you could tell those two groups apart better. But it is. I'm not going to be able to stay up as late as I had been, so I am going to be closing up, I think. Let's see. Do I want to need to paint these guys? And yeah, I think there's I don't want to go through that process right now. I'll get some colors on them maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I'll paint them all detailed or a little bit of color just to give them something. I wanted to do him in a series of gray tones. On camera, it looks really cool. Has several eyes and the horns. And this is the Wendigo by North Star for their silver bayonet. And it probably was for a different line. We'll see about him. I'd like to get him painted also. So anyway, thank you very much. You can see I added some color on these guys. I did the rust, and I'm liking it. A little bit And I'll add some whites and some grays, I think. So, hey, thank you very much. And you keep on hobbying and hobbying, happy gaming if you're able to do that. And if you could remember to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or would like me to see something that you've talked about, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much. Have a great night.